Alright. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Detami Meilani. My student's number is 2021222070. So this is our midterm test of professional listening and speaking. The topic that we choose is about mental health and human connection during the pandemic. Amelia Sudrajat as a host and I as a guest star. Amelia, please introduce yourself.
Okay, hello. My name is Amelia Sudrajat. My student's number is 2021-2271.
All right. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let's get started.
Okay. Hi everyone, how are you today? I hope you're doing well. Have a great day so far and welcome to our talk show. Today I get chance to speak with Detami Meilani Dahtian. It's such a pleasure to be here and to be talking with her. Hello Detami, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm pretty good. How about you?
Oh yeah, I'm good too. I'm so happy you're here.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thank you, Amelia.
Right, you're welcome. Thank you. By the way, for today's episode, we are going to talk about human connections and communication during the pandemic and how that has impacted mental health. So to start off, I noticed that I really on my friends to kind for keep going throughout the school year. And then so that plays a big role into my mental health, and I know a lot of other students feel the same way. So it's definitely been a big change being at home and not being able to see them as much. So I just want to ask, like, how is COVID-19 is generally affect people's mental health?
So, firstly, I want to say thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm really excited to be talking about this. This is obviously a really important topic to be addressed right now. So, in thinking about how COVID-19 has affected people's mental health, my first thought was how has it affected mental health? The impact has been so sad and it's disrupted everyone's life without a doubt. So I think we will be hard pressed to find anyone who said that they are not affected by it. And the main thing that I think people are struggling with is sense of anxiety. And so I think that has been really hard. The disruption to everyone's life has been really hard. It's disrupted our routines, our connection to others, people's dreams, hopes, and their plans. Some people are really depressed by the loss of loved ones, of course, the loss of significant events, the loss of structure and routine, and also physical connection. And so it's been really, really hard, I think, for everyone.
Oh, yeah. So I think like the art certainly has also been like such a big issue in a lot of people's life, like just not knowing, even in couple months, like what cool going to be like, or I'm gonna have all of this event that was really looking forward to, especially for seniors and senior. So that's definitely like been a big thing, loss for many people. So another question that I want to ask is how has the change of communication, especially during the pandemic, been taxing for the mind and body? So this kind of lead into another question of why is physically communication so different from virtual communication, and is there like a physiological reason for why we feel that difference and kind of feel disconnect. Even when we're virtually with people, it still doesn't feel the same as like being there physically.
Of course, I think that we lose out on a lot when we are communicating virtually. I would have one hand as a blessing that we have virtual communication. Like everything about, years ago, this wouldn't have been possible at how much more difficult to communicate or seeing someone. So it is great that we can see one another. I know for me, physical contact is really important. Not that I go around touching anyone all the time, but the little things like touch on a shoulder to people's left on back when you're loud, those things add so much to our communication with one another. Even the family members, as the pandemic has gone, I believe at first everyone was really staying away from one another. But sad has gone. We've seen more and more of our family member, but of course at a social distance. And how hard is that? I've seen family member and you just kind of look at them.
Oh, okay. To be like having like this is just sort of like register them and hug them. That definitely.
Yeah, this question of how close I can get, it's that huge loss or ability to communicate. I also think that in communicating virtually, we don't get to see the whole person, but it has some pros to that because you don't have to present your whole set. I think that's why it can be difficult to communicate virtually versus physically.
Oh, maybe there are also the questions of has this virtual communication had any positive impact on our mental health in any way? Positively impact us?
Yeah, certainly. I think some people are more comfortable with virtual communication. Some people have been doing it all along, and it's kind of natural for them. And so I think it's been helpful in some way to them to be able to communicate in one platform that they feel more comfortable with. I think also for some people struggle with social anxiety. So for that reason, it's been beneficial. Virtual communication also is interesting because it allows people to see the humanity of one another.
Okay. I think that kind of lead into the next questions of some tip for people who stay mentally healthy during this time. So, what are some ways that people can keep up with our mental health during this time when socialization and like saying friend is usually a really big part of that?
Well, actually, it's been tough. Like, generally, I say stuff like go out, take a walk, interact with others, have a good time, and a lot of things that I realize. But there are still many things that people can do with the hope that they're doing. The social interaction is actually important. So we must giving that up, even if it must be virtually, even if it must be a distance. Our connection to other as human being is extremely important. Like utilizing online platform, if possible, getting out of social distancing. I mean, using social distancing is a brilliant way to self-care. It's actually important during this time. So, like I said, getting up, taking a shot, what was a basic of care and possible exercise.
All right, I see. That definitely like such a big thing, and especially with the extracurricular way. I don't know, kind of up in the eye right now. I don't know. I don't know it. The totality going on with them, but just like I feel like sports and exercise is generally such like a part of a lot of people's routines. And being in has like definitely impact that just like not being able go to the gym like some people are doing uh what is that workouts at their home, but yeah, exercise is definitely like always something that I know I can just believe with mental health, and then so I guess it's definitely a big part of like keeping that in your schedule.
It's interesting you mentioned schedule. It's really important to have a routine, especially as we are heading back into school. It's important to get back into your routine, get back into your sleep, eating out, having some kind of routine. It's important also because otherwise some people end up staying in bed all day. It has nothing to do with getting up and actually doing something. This is really good time to try new things. There are a lot of coping skills that people can try to be just normally think of. As I don't want to do that, that's going to be very boring. But now, when we have so much time on our hands, we are able to do. So get try something new, like for example, fly kite, start gardening, starting to hobby. Even the worst that can happen is you don't enjoy, but the best thing is that you find something new that really help you.
All right. I feel like I personally like have been like in the kitchen a lot more, and I like baking, so like cooking meatball and etc. And so I found it's like so relaxing for me. My mom and my whole family have always like really been like they're great cooks and everything, but I never really had like too much of an opportunity to explore that. So it's definitely been nice, and I find that just like the other day. I was thinking, like some there were really thumping monkeys, like the top of muffins, put on like some nice music, and then so it was like really nice for this time to be like alone with myself. So yeah, I'm definitely think that new hobbies are like a great thing to be doing during this time, especially like exploring new things.
Yeah, clients also has an important role during this time. When you can start to feel hopeless and feel like this is never gonna end, just remember how resilient we, as human beings, we are built to get through difficult times. This is this isn't going to last forever, even though it was lasting a really long time. And I think it's important to remind each day we are going to get through this. Those things are going to get better.
All right. Maybe this is the end for this episode. Thank you so much for the Tommy for being here. Your advice was really valuable. So thank you for all watching, and then so I really thank you so much to you. Make sure to try keep to your routine ties and get as socially connected as possible while being distant, even virtually. And most importantly, remember that we will through this and have hope. I promise to get through this.
Yeah, we can through this. Thank you so much for having me here, Amelia. I really appreciate that. Thank you
Okay,
so
Detami
much.
with See
Okay.
you next time. Bye.
Okay, see you. Goodbye.